Welcome back to Just Talking. We have a great power show today. Why? Because it's that time of the year for the summer events in Kenosha, and I have with our expert to talk about that is Meridith Jumisko, who's the Public Relations Director for Visit Kenosha. Meredith, nice to see you today.
Nice to see you, Jason.
Well, let's start off. For those who don't know what Visit Kenosha is, what is Visit Kenosha?
That's a good question. We have been Kenosha's official travel resource since 1986, so 40 years now. And much of that time, we were known as the Kenosha Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. But basically, we help people find their Kenosha fun. So, whether you are a resident or a visitor, we let you know about the fun things to see and do here that you can shop local, dine local, play local. And if you do live here, we invite you to be a tourist in your own town. And actually, we have found that the number one referral source for visitors to the Kenosha area is their family and friends. So we want to make sure you're well informed and to be a great Kenosha ambassador. And we are known for the Kenosha Area Visitors Guide, which show you the aquanuts, which you are representing there, are on the cover this year. It's our 39th guide, our largest one to date. There's 148 pages of useful information. There's maps, there's listings for attractions and businesses, there's events listed, ton of great photos, and it's the only publication of its kind in our community. So you can pick it up at one of our locations or at businesses and attractions throughout the county. It's also on our website at visitkenosha.com. And also on our website, we have a humongous events calendar. We have a blog, we have the listings for the attractions, shops, restaurants, hotels. We have maps, articles, and itinerary ideas. We have group tour and team building ideas. If you're looking for a venue for a wedding or a meeting or a reunion, we have info on that. And of course, I'm quite proud of our Fun 101 list. We've been doing this list for years now, twice a year. Right now, the spring summer list is up, and it's 100 things to see and do for $10 and under. Many are free. And then we also have a swag shop to buy Kenosha merchandise to represent Kenosha wherever you may travel this summer. We have the shop local, dine local, and play local theme of t-shirts and more. We partner with the lettering machine for that. And if you'd like to stay informed, we have two newsletters you can sign up for and get in your email inbox. We have a weekly event source one that comes out on Mondays talking about the upcoming weekend's events. And we also do a monthly newsletter. And you can find us on social media. And then our two locations, we're in the Harborview Office Center, which is across from Anna's on the Lake in downtown Kenosha, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. And then, of course, we staff the Wisconsin Welcome Center Kenosha, and there we have information for destinations throughout Wisconsin. So you can plan your summer travels. That's at I-94 and Highway 165. And this time of year, it's staffed 7 days a week from 8 to 4. So go on out and see Jake and his staff out there and find out what there's to do.
Back to the visitor's guide, I just wanted to let people know the 50th call worked. And Laura says, don't worry, the Aquanauts are going to be on the cover, Jason, and you got it. So I appreciate you getting that cover of the Aquanauts on the show. And yes, definitely the website is those events. How you guys do those events, they're up to date. They got so much information. The website, the picture, and it's really great. It's the number one website for tourism as well. So by all means, and we're going to get into the events for the summer. So Meredith, let's talk about summer events in Kenosha. And I think we usually do it by category. Let's talk about music. Everybody, one thing that people like to get out in the summertime, they go out to either these festivals or these events that have music going on. Let's hear.
Yes, well, we have so many free outdoor concert series that really makes it special here. Almost any night of the week, you can go to a park, bring your lawn chair, bring your blanket, and get ready for a fun concert. And that includes Tuesdays at the Shell, which is at the Sesquicentennial Band Shell at Penoyer Park, and that's on Tuesdays through September 1st. And also on Tuesday nights, Select Tuesdays, Music at Twilight happens, and that's on the lawn of Anderson Arts Center and Kemper Center there, right along the lake. And the Kenosha Pops are at the band shell on Wednesday evenings through August 5th with a different theme each week. And Lincoln Park Live is at Lincoln Park on select Wednesdays. And also on Wednesdays is Bristol Woodstock. That's out at Bristol Woods Park, right there next to Pringle Nature Center and Boundless Adventures. And that's through August 12th. And the peanut butter and jam is back. It happens every year at Veterans Memorial Park. They have a lunch edition and an evening edition, which are not necessarily the same acts. So you can go for both shows each Thursday, and that's through August. And also on Thursdays is Rhythm on the Lake at Old Settlers Park in Paddock Lake, and that is through August 13th. And then the outdoor concerts with an admission fee include the Pike River Benefit Concert Series at Hawthorne Hollow. They have one a month through September. The Country Thunder Music Festival, I've got to talk about that one, Jason. It's one of my favorites. And it's July 16th through the 19th. The headliners include Gavin Adcock, the Red Clay Strays, Riley Green, and Keith Urban, and of course, many more artists, including Gretchen Wilson. And a fun fact, I saw Gretchen at Country Thunder before, and I actually had a pass to sit on stage for her concert. So that
Ooh,
was, yeah, that was quite impressive, kind of see things from the back instead of from the front. And then there's also the Peachtree Music Festival at the Bandshell July 31st and August 1st. Of note this year, if anyone's a big Tribute Island Music Festival fan, it is taking a break this year, but it expects to be back next year, so you can look forward to that. And then, of course, the Harbor Park Jazz Rhythm and Blues Festival that brings a lot of people here from throughout the region. That is August 15th. So that's just a sampling. So many other festivals have music lineups as well as part of it. So there's music events all summer long.
and I want to go back and maybe explain to the viewers why I bring up the Country Thunder Festival, Meredith, is because I was there one year and I was looking for you, and security came over to me and says, "Can we help you, sir?" I says, "Yes, I'm looking for a girl. She's wearing cowboy boots and has a clipboard." And they're like, "Oh, Meredith," and that's probably the time when you were on the stage because that's like. So, but yeah, Keith Urban, that's a huge, they get big names out there as well.
Yeah, they do, and that's just the headliners. Even the other acts are big names too. So they have the veteran acts there. They have newcomers there, and then the ones popular today. So a wide mixture, and of course it's all afternoon into the evening, 4 days. People camp out there, or I never camped out there. I just went for like one day to see the shows. So it's a variety that you can do out there.
Bristol
Yeah,
Woodstock.
Bristol
And
Woodstock.
was that a newer one? Because we were
Um,
in one.
Yeah, it's been like the last few years now. So
Okay.
the county puts it on as well as the Rhythm on the Lake one. So another draw out to the beautiful parks, and the county parks really been making an effort the last few years to get people out to different parks. Petrifying Springs is always kind of the big well-known county park, but there's so many beautiful ones, and get people out and about and enjoying the outdoors.
I purposely did not eat before this, so because every time we talk about food, then I get hungry, and after the interview, that I seek out what we talk about. So there's a lot of food events throughout the summer. Meredith, let's hear all about it.
Yeah, well, the Taste of Wisconsin is the big one, July 24th to the 26th at Arbor Park Celebration Place right next to Lake Michigan. And the first event was held in 2009. And we talked about fundraising events. This is a big one. The Kiwanis Club of Western Kenosha puts it on, and they in turn support many, many local charities. So you really are helping the community when you attend. It's free to attend, but there are the food and beverage vendors that you buy from. They have over 30 of those, and they're going to have over 80 music acts on 4 stages. And this is one of our bigger events. It typically draws tens of thousands of festival goers. So it's definitely a big event, brings people in from throughout the area, and it brings the tastes, flavors, and cultures of Wisconsin together for that. And then also, of course, we have our beer gardens that have food as well at Petrifying Springs Park and at Hanson Park, which is located off of Highway 45 in Bristol. And we have out at the fairgrounds Prost Das Fest, Wisconsin. And this has been in different locations before now. This is the second year at the fairgrounds. Now it's going to be its permanent location, and they call it the Ultimate Oktoberfest Pre-Party, and that's July 31st through August 2nd. And it's also they help but fund charities in like three counties in the area. So that's also a fundraiser. And of course, the Kenosha County Fair, they have great eats there always. Lots to see and do, lots of live music, lots of racing events. That's August 19th through the 23rd. I know that's always a family favorite. My family's been going to that 4 years, so lots to do there.
Oh, do they, I know it's a little bit more in the fall, but isn't there like a corn fest at Jerry Smith's farm? Oh,
Yes, Jared Smith Farm has their Sweet Corn Fest August 8th and the 9th, so be sure to go that. They have different events throughout the summer, but that's always the big one that they always have. So great sweet corn. You can get it in many different ways there as well. And of course, you can get farm fresh produce there once the fields have the crops, you can even pick your own and lots to get there.
and after this interview, I'm gonna probably make a cheese sandwich. Is there a Cheese-a-Palooza still happening on this?
Yeah, yeah, that is going to be Labor Day weekend. So check that out right along the harbor. And yeah, it's always a big one that Happenings Magazine puts on.
Not another neat thing that people like to go out in the summertime is, or always big, are those car shows.
Yes,
It's just neat seeing the different cars out there, but there's not just one, there's quite a few. So let's hear all about the car show.
yeah. Car shows and cruise-ins. You can show off your classic car, any model or make at the cruise-in nights at the Kenosha History Center on the last Friday of the month. And the remaining ones this summer, July, August, September. And they're actually going to have two in July because of another event taking place as well. So the last 2 Fridays in July, you can go bring in your classic car or just go and check them out. They fill the field there by the History Center and the parking lot and the road. And then there's also cruising nights at Bristol 45 Diner on the first, third, and if there's a fifth Monday of the month through September, free to go to. But of course, you should also go check out their incredible food inside while you're there. And then downtown Kenosha has the huge Kenosha Classic Cruisin' Show there that fills the streets. The local car group puts it on the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. It is totally free to not only be a spectator, but also show your car. And then that is the Saturday. And then the Sunday of Labor Day weekend is always the Southern Wisconsin All Airborne Chapter Car Show. That's at Petrifying Springs Park, and it benefits wounded veterans, and it is free for spectators and a small fee to show your car. So also Anderson Art Center, Kemper Center, they're going to have a car show in August there. So lots of car shows always to go to either show your car or just go and see these cars and chat with the car owners.
I'm glad you brought up the Anderson Arts Center in Kemper area. Once again, yeah, they have the car show plus that Twilight Jazz you were talking about. So it's like there's quite a number of events at these locations. And again, if you haven't been out to those, you can also at some point tour both houses or what have you and see.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Durkee
see the
Mansion.
history.
The Durkee Mansion's actually open the first and third weekend of the month, free to tour the 1860s mansion. I know it's one of the favorite things I love to do on vacation is to tour historic mansions. So be sure you check out the one that is right here. And that car show is actually going to be on August 22nd because they're doing a big celebration. It's going to be 50 years that Kemper Center has been a cultural center. Of course, it was an all-girls school for so long. And then when that closed, there was transition period and it reopened as this huge cultural center now. So they're going to celebrate that this summer. I believe there's might even be fireworks that day. Don't quote me on that, but I know they're doing a big production.
And if you're interested in historic mansions, well, you can always visit my house, Meredith, if you want. But the Durkee Mansion is really neat to see. I mean, there's just so many. I'm glad you brought that. And then like the Kenosha History Center that you're learning so much about the Kenosha history as well as tour the lighthouse. Maybe you can talk about the Keeper's House or the lighthouse.
Yes, yeah, we got so many museums and historic places. We have 4 historic districts to tour. The Kenosha History Center actually does a walking tour of the history districts, Third Avenue District, Library Park District, and then they also do an old North Side tour, which is the area kind of north of Boathouse. But the History Center has changing exhibits. This year, the feature is Wagons Away with 4 Kenosha-made station wagons. And then they operate the Southport Light Station Museum next door. It's seasonal. It's a maritime museum, so it's pretty cool. We have a maritime museum right here to talk about Lake Michigan and the lighthouse keepers and the Coast Guard early days. And they have the lighthouse, if you're 8 years old or older, to climb. 1866 lighthouse, 72 steps up to the top. On a clear day, you can see 2 states, multiple counties. You can see the skyline in Chicago, just like you can from other spots along the lakefront. So it's very cool. A lot of people come and do the whole lighthouse tour, around the lake. So they come to see the Southport Lighthouse. And then of course the red one, the North Pier Lighthouse, that is privately owned. It's artists use that now, art studio, and it's one of Kenosha's most recognized landmarks. So make sure you get a picture with both of the lighthouses.
All right, thank you. And I'll report that to Chris Allen that I did bring it up. Thank you so much. With that, he's waiting for my call. Okay, and as far as Kenosha traditions we always talk about is the Bristol Renaissance Fair. Will that still be going on?
Yes, that is opening up July 11th with it's kind of tricky with the 4th of July and a Saturday. It's opening a little later than usual. July 11th, still open 9 weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. You travel back to the 16th century when Queen Elizabeth visited the hamlet of Bristol. So very cool. You can go dressed in costume. They have some extra themed weekends where there's a specific type of costume you can wear, they recommend, and contests and all that sort of thing. And the closing day is Labor Day Monday. So Saturdays and Sundays plus Labor Day. Of course, they have all the performers strolling through the grounds. They have shows you can see. They have live music, incredible food, way more than the turkey legs that they're known for. They also have vegan options and a big variety and a huge marketplace to buy these things of the day and all the costumes from the day and things for your house. They actually have a cottage core weekend. I had to Google that one time to see what cottage core is, but that's a type of decor. So they have that there. It's a very fun place to go. Some people go practically every weekend, and the performers come from all over the country as well. So that brings tourism here just from the performers coming here to do that. So, and it's unique that it's on permanent grounds. I think a lot of rent fairs in the country, they kind of just rent a spot or something, but this is permanent grounds we have here.
Yeah, and again, those turkey legs are a Kenosha County tradition. So always check in the different types of shops and how they dress and be a part of that era. Is really, really neat. Okay, I thought I heard something about a Wilmot, any type of car races or dragster races. Let's hear all about that.
Yeah, Wilmot Raceway. It's the 76th season of racing now. It's a 3/8 mile clay semi-banked oval track. They bring in all sorts of events throughout the season. And it's right there at the Kenosha County Fairgrounds. So it's a major part of the Kenosha County Fair with events there every evening. But they have events throughout the summer. They have rodeo events, they have monster truck events, truck and tractor pulls, of course, the car races. So they've really diversified in recent years with their different offerings. And also at the fairgrounds, the Wilmot Flea Market is there on most Sundays through mid-October. They're not during the fair and during that German Fest, but otherwise that is there on Sundays. You can be a vendor or purchase a lot of more goodies for your house. So lots to do out there at the fairgrounds and Wilmot Raceway.
Okay. As I was telling, mentioning before, is that, by all means, but there's a lot of stuff also going on the west of the interstate. And I believe there's something, and we haven't talked about any type of water show, or there's some type of skiing or something like that out west of the interstate. Meredith, what do we got for like water ski shows?
Yes, Aquanet water shows. They have been around a long, long time. There you go. Totally free. It's the local award-winning water ski team, the Aquanets, and it's family friendly. They have different themes during the different weeks. It's so choreographed, so incredible. All that they do, the pyramid, it's just incredible. They are one of the most successful water ski teams in the nation, and this is at on Lake Mary at Lance Park. And it's Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day weekend. Most Saturdays, I think there's 2 when they're off at different competitions, including Country Thunder weekend. Wilmot Raceway's off then too. It seems like everyone tries to avoid the busy Country Thunder weekend when it gets busy out there. But it's on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. So a great spot to go. They have concessions there as well. It's just a great family activity.
And if people want directions to Lance Park, I will gladly give it to them. Once again, the reason I bring this up before, I don't know how long we've been doing this, 15, 20 years, and that every year Meredith would talk about this Aquanaut show. And I'm like, oh, it was like a deer in headlights. Oh, okay. But then 3 years ago, I says, Meredith, I'm gonna go to this, and it was phenomenal. I can't tell you how good this show is. It's theme show. It's great time out there. It's not just one time, like you said, it's twice a week for, the summer. I've gone multiple times. I support them. I just think it's just a really neat event to go out in the summertime. So definitely check out the Aquanauts as well. The any arts and any type of art shows or art? I know there's a lot of arts in the community. Do they have anything that we can talk about there or not really?
Yes, the Kenosha Art Market happens on the third Sunday of the month through October, and that's at Union Park. They get dozens and dozens of artists there that you can interact with. Some are doing demonstrations, they have live music, and then, of course, lots that you can purchase. And then, of course, we also have the Sculpture Walk Harbor Park, and that will be swapping out, probably should be in about September. They'll be swapping out the artwork. They have the 10 sculptures there, and they always swap them out like about every 2 years to put in new art for people to enjoy. So that's a beautiful addition that was added many years ago now, right along the harbor wall, that you can see that in Harbor Park. So all the art galleries to check out, all the murals. They continue to add more murals on the walls in downtown Kenosha. It's just beautiful. So yeah, be sure to check that out. We have information on our website, not only where the art galleries are, the DIY studios like Pino's Palette and Alpaca Art, but we also list a public art page of where you can see not only these murals, but the sculptures. And we've got the Bronze Ale. Have you checked him out yet? Downtown, outside the Port of Kenosha Beverage House.
Yeah,
The
I
yeah,
was,
the owner there had a conversation with others a few years ago about what famous Kenoshan should have a sculpture, and it was determined, they voted that it should be Al Molinaro, of course, from the Happy Days television show, and many others, The Odd Couple. He was from Kenosha, and so money was raised, many people contributed, and that bronze Al just went up this spring. So a fun fact, one of the first jobs when I started at Visit Kenosha, back when it was the Kenosha Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, I interviewed Al on the telephone of all things, because yeah, we were gonna put him in the visitor's guide as being from Kenosha, and we like wanted his approval to have his picture. And so I thought I'd be getting like his PR person, but no, it was like he came in from mowing the lawn or something and was talking to me on the phone. So that's one of my cherished memories, that I got to talk to him. So,
oh, that is interesting. I'll talk to the port. We should erect a statue next to Al Molinaro on the. That is really neat. Because that was a lot of story. I was asking people, says, did he ever come back here? Did anybody speak to him? So that's wonderful. Is that archived at all? Or that was just a personal, or that was still?
yeah, I like put it in our newsletter at the time, and so now I think I put it up on the website, maybe as part of the blog about the statue.
Ah,
Yeah,
oh,
he used to come like when they had the Pike River like duck races and stuff. He'd come back for that, and yeah, he had really fond memories. And I just came across another article that like the local paper did on him, and he had said similar things, that like he never would have even left if someone hadn't suggested like he should go try acting and that sort of thing. But he really loved it here, and his widow gave her blessing for like the sculpture to be made and everything. I know they were in touch with her to make sure it would be okay. And yeah.
winding down here. Any general ones that maybe we didn't talk about that you're waiting to spring on us?
Well, of course, be sure to go fishing if you want to fish on Lake Michigan. We draw a lot of people here for charter fishing, especially from Iowa, because they don't have a Great Lake like us. So we are so fortunate to have that. The Kenosha Charter Boat Association. All the equipment is provided, fish for salmon and trout. Then you can enjoy a shore lunch afterwards at one of our local restaurants, Fin and Ale, that does that. We also have the Lakeshore Puddle Tours. If you like open air, puddle powered, memorable rolling party, you can do that. Of course, Kenosha Public Market and Kenosha Harbor Market on Saturdays. The public market is now at Kemper Center, and the Kenosha Harbor Market's where it's always been, right next to the Civil War and Public Museums. And of course, we have the Kenosha Beach House, which is fantastic in the summer. They have events almost every day of the week to get you there to the lake, to get you active. You can rent bikes, beach games, beach umbrellas. They have a beer garden overlooking the lake, concessions, a gift shop, a convenience store for beach goers. So special events throughout the summer, really a fun way to enjoy the lake and by, staying on the beach and enjoying summer outdoors.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Meryl Sturge, I think, is involved with that, and she really did a great job. As far as bringing her vision to promote the beach house, and I think it's the past couple of years has been extremely active out there as well. So yeah, go out there now. There's the Southport Beach House now, or that's the Simmons Beach House, correct?
Yeah, she's at the Simmons Island Beach House. Yeah.
Simmons Island Beach House. Now let's talk about that Southport Beach House, which just I was at when they did an open doors to that. Is that anything we can talk about?
Yeah, well, as far as I know, it's available for rentals and yeah, check that out too. It's anytime you can have an event along the lakefront, you're gonna have a beautiful event. And also going back to Merrill, she also is involved with the Kenosha Community Sailing Center. And so we should mention that you can rent stand-up paddle boards, sailboats, kayaks, water trikes, duck puddle boats. You can even take your dog out on the kayak. So that's different ways she's trying to engage people to safely get out on the water. With those items, you just stay in the harbor area where it's safer than going out on Lake Michigan. But any way to get out and enjoy the lake, and it really is our number one attraction. 90% of the lakefront's open to the public, so it's a beautiful natural attraction that we have right here.
For those who want to see Meryl, she's the one going back and forth at the Simmons Beach because she's a very, very active getting those events as well too. But okay, then let's so let's go back to the website once again. In the where people can learn more or pick up the guides and things like that. Let's recap about the website and the centers that people can find more about Visit Kenosha and the Kenosha events.
Yeah, you can go to our website at visitkenosha.com, has all the info for you. And then we are downtown in the Harborview Office Center building at 652nd Street at Suite 200 on the second level. And then we also operate the center out at Highway 165 and Interstate 94. So head out there and pick up the literature and enjoy Kenosha, shop local, dine local, and play local.
Okay, we did it all in one breath. It was a great for the half hour. Always, this is the fastest half hour we always do when we have you on the show. So Meredith, we thank you so much. Support Visit Kenosha, buy their swags, promote, go out to these events. And Meredith, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thank you.